Welcome back to the Newbie Gains podcast. I'm with a very special guest, the one and only Mary Rodriguez, all the way from Florida, Tampa. Mary, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the interview. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you've been in my program probably since January, February last year. Can you share with everyone who you are, what do you do for work, and what made you decide to take a leap of faith and join my team in January last year?
My name is Mary. I'm from Tampa, Florida. I do work from home sales, so I'm sitting down 8 hours a day. But I've implemented some things to kind of avoid that. So my leap of faith, I would say, with Coach Pat would be my background. I played sports in high school. And, as adulting comes, sometimes you can't play those sports anymore. So my new sport was going to the gym. And I kind of had the foundation of going to the gym, but I wasn't confident. I was kind of lost, just stuck to the same machines every time. And I just kind of stumbled upon one of your Sarah skit videos with the lat pull down machine. I'll never forget. And I followed the cues to the T. And I was like, man, he knows what he's talking about. I need to jump with him.
Mm, yes, taking me back. Okay, so for everyone listening, you've already lost 25 pounds. You continue to crush it. You got what most people want. They want an hourglass figure. They want the curves. Now, for you, before you joined, like, what was your fitness journey like? What were you struggling with? How was your health all the way back in 2022?
Well, I it was a long journey. I mean, I probably weighed 50 pounds heavier than what I was right now. So I think before I joined the DTA family, I was going to the gym for a good year now. So I kind of established that foundation a little bit. Probably 5 days a week, maybe three at least. And again, I was just never touched the dumbbell, never but I was intimidated with the squat rack as much as I would love to do it. I just stuck to the machines, the same ones every day. And I was just kind of lost. Like I wanted something to kind of guide me that was specifically designed for me. And the eating was kind of, who knows? I just had a general idea of like, okay, cut back on bread and rice and just eat some meat and vegetables and I'll be okay. But more or less, I was unhappy. I didn't like how I looked, how my clothes fit me. So yeah, that's kind of where I came from.
Okay. What were you weighing back in 2022, end of the year?
Probably around 200 pounds, maybe a little bit over.
And for everyone listening, who can't watch this video, how tall are you?
I'm 5'4".
Okay, so 5'4", over 200 pounds. Was it the heaviest you've ever been? Like, were you at that reaching point?
That wasn't the heaviest I had been. I had lost some weight just from going to the gym. But I didn't feel toned. Like I wasn't seeing muscle. I was still, I guess you could say like chunky. Like I was just chunky. So I wasn't really seeing definition. Still overweight, you know, but
Mm.
yeah, I just wasn't happy with how I was looking for sure.
And you mentioned like you weren't too happy. How was it affecting you in your day-to-day life? The clothes that you would wear. Because like I know you as someone that's like to be out and about. You work in sales and you're probably
Yeah.
around people. You have to have that, demeanor about you. Like going back then, how was it affecting your day-to-day life?
I mean, with my friends, I'm definitely the outgoing person, extrovert. But just out and about, like you mentioned, it was definitely a struggle. My clothes would fit tight. I didn't feel confident with what I was wearing. It wasn't clothes that I would want to wear, with my shape. And then, it was just very depressing. I was very just my confidence was at an all-time low. It affected my relationship with myself, but also with my partner. It took a huge toll. So the confidence was just really deteriorating my happiness, if you would.
Mm. Okay. Now, you mentioned like it affected yourself and your partner. What type of like impact did it have on your partner and yourself? Like if you were to give us a like a picture, what that looked like.
I mean, my partner obviously has eyes that I probably would see different through. So it's a different lens. And then looking at myself in the mirror, I'm like, how do you admire what I'm seeing in the mirror? Like, I don't understand what you're seeing. But, um, they did as much as they could. And it was just to the point where I would have nightmares, if you will, or dreams of me playing sports, the sports that I miss playing, and I would wake up in tears because I'm like, I can't even do half of the
Mm.
things that I would probably be able to do on the field playing football or basketball. And it just one day I woke up in tears and I was like, enough is enough. Something needs to change. So that's when I started my journey.
Wow. So you had a dream, and was it like a multiple dreams or just one
Yeah,
dream, like a
it was
consecutively?
recurring
Oh,
dreams of me playing in college or just playing sports in general. Yeah.
wow, that's crazy. And you had like these are almost like nightmares. So, and you, what happened? What was happening in these dreams?
I mean, more or less, like I played basketball and flag football, but flag football is the one that has me, it has my heart to the full extent. So it would just be me trying out for teams, like just give me a chance. Like if you train me, I promise I'll show up or whatever the case is. Just being out of shape, I knew I couldn't do what I was doing back then. So it was just this feeling of trying and trying and trying, but I knew it wasn't going to be something that could happen or that's accessible, at least for now. So I just kind of found my outlet with the gym. At the end of the day, that's my new sport. So
Mm. Was the moment you realized you needed a change is when you woke up in tears? Was that like,
yes,
okay.
yeah, I was having this dream, this different versions of this dream recurring multiple times for weeks and months, and then I was like, okay, one thing that really resonates that you've taught us is one day or day one. And that was my day one. That last dream that I had, which I haven't had in a while, surprisingly, but I was like, I need to do something now. Like I can't continue feeling this way, waking up in tears. Something needs to change. So yeah, that was my wake up call.
Mm. Okay. And the wake up call happened, and you found me on Instagram from the form fixing videos. So going through the Dream Team Academy and learning what you know now, like what was your initial thoughts about going through that process?
It was definitely nerve wracking. I mean, I've had my experience with coaches, if you will, not necessarily for this style, but with sports. So I knew I had, the drive to do it. Or at least I was very motivated at the time. And I just knew that I needed that guidance. I was already going to the gym. I just wanted to feel more confident. I wanted to step out of my comfort zone, go on that squat rack, lift heavy weight, be confident with my form. And when I tried your video and I just kept seeing them even more and more, you know how technology works. The more of that type of feed you look at, the more you see it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna message him and see if he'll train me and just go from there.
Yeah, here we are. Okay. So going through the program, going through the strength training with me, going through the macros with me, um, did you have any doubts and fears throughout the process of going through your own transformation?
Absolutely not. If anything, I'm just stubborn. I'm a stubborn individual. It's like it takes me up until a certain amount of point, which I think you know as well, for me to be like, okay, get it together, girl. Like we need to get to the next stage. I trusted full heartedly everything you told me because as soon as I either made those changes, or fix my form and those specific things, it was an instant change. And the aftermath was I was seeing results more than I was seeing on my own. So I
Mhm.
trusted it 100%.
Yeah, a lot of people that I speak to every day talk to me about the struggles they have with seeing results, even though they've been consistent in the gym. And they don't know what it's like hiring a coach, and they don't know how it would make a difference. For you, what was the difference between having myself and the community and the team and the structure of the program, the macros, the check-ins versus doing it by yourself? Like, what was the biggest difference for you?
I mean, doing it by myself, it was a good start, but I mean, I get bored easily. And having that structure just where I don't have to guess what I'm doing or remember this amount of weight or whatever the case is, like it's all given to me. I have this community where there's mega cheerleaders like Sarah, Nancy, um, Liliana, like a bunch of these girls where they're pushing, weights, different, parts of their life, regardless of what we have on our plate, the community's there to push you. The calls, it's like eye openers, like things where I'm like, dang, like, is it social media or your upbringing really has you like so close minded? And it's like very refreshing to see like it doesn't have to be this way. I don't have to confine myself this way. There's so much more and there's so much to learn.
Mm. One of the things you learn, which we took a while addressing, was, your foods on the weekends. And I remember
Yes.
one part of the program where you felt like, I don't know how, you felt stuck, but talk to everyone and give everyone perspective of like the struggles on the weekends and your nutrition and tracking on your macros on the weekend and what you were going through. What was the struggle there?
So for me, I was really good during the week, like to a T. I can easily hit my carbs, my protein, stay within my calories very easily. So it's not that I'm not capable of doing it, but it was kind of like on the weekends, like, I'm in my prime time, hanging out with my friends. It's heavy drinking, going out Saturday, Friday, Sunday sometimes, um, just partying or whatever the case may be, milestones, we go all out. So it was that, and then just having no self control with the eating. It was like, oh, I did good this week. I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna eat whatever I want. Like I'll be fine. And then Monday comes, I weigh myself, and I'm like 5, 6 pounds heavier, and I'm like, whoa, I blew myself out the water a little bit. So I was really stuck with being stubborn. Again, being stubborn with the fact that, sure, I can do these things on the weekend, but maybe a little bit different, like maybe a little more intentional, or strategic with how I do it. So I just kind of weaned myself a little bit with the drinking. Now it's like, here and there. I would say I'm a lightweight now at this point compared to before. And then I found like my go-tos on the weekend. So like I know usually my weekends are pretty scheduled or packed with things that we're doing with my friends or just life errands or whatever the case may be. So I just kind of plan out what I'm eating in the morning. I know, okay, let me leave some room with carbs if in case I want to take a shot or two, who knows? But it's all just about planning. Planning it out has really helped me in the long run to succeed on the weekends as good as I do on the weeks. So
Mm, yeah. Okay, so fast forward now, where you're at now. How are you feeling about your fitness and health? How are you feeling about your own physique? Like you mentioned you were unhappy like a year and a half ago. How are you feeling these days?
I feel strong. I feel toned. I know there's more to come, and I'm not done. You and I both know that, but I just feel a lot happier. My clothes fit me way better. I feel great in my clothes. I feel confident. I go to work, and in the office, everyone's like, "Girl, you're getting small. Like, look at you. Keep doing what you're doing." My family, I've inspired them too. They're starting to call me like, hey, what do you suggest, in Sam's Club that I get? And I'm teaching them kind of like what I've learned from you. So it's really made a huge difference in my confidence where now I can wear whatever I want, feel great in it. And I'm like, you know what? I might not be 100% where I want to be, but I'm 10 times better than where I was 2 years ago. So that's all
Mm.
that matters.
What can you wear now with confidence that you wouldn't even dare to wear before?
So in the gym, I would admire the girlies that would wear just the sports bra with leggings even, or just pants or a crop top. So like before I was wearing baggy clothes, I try to hide myself a lot. Now I'm wearing fitted clothes, sometimes when I feel daring, I throw on that sports bra and shorts and or just sports bra and leggings and I go to the gym and I'm like, yeah, I might have a little belly there, but who cares? I'm working on it just like everyone else here. And I think I look great. I know I have, a beautiful shape that I was blessed with. And now I get to present myself how I want. And that's just amazing.
I love it. I love it. Uh, you did mention the positive impact that you have on others. Like, what does your partner think about all of this? Does he is he like, I love you no matter what? Like, is he
I
proud of
mean,
you? Like,
yeah, absolutely. They definitely admire me a lot more than before, especially I would say. And sometimes I'm just like, relax. But it's that plus my family. I mean, everyone knows, like they're like, look at you, you're so strong. I talk about you at work. You're on the leg press pushing like 500 pounds plus. Like you're like a beast in there. So it's nice to hear, from all sides.
yeah, like even last year when we were doing your program, you're getting stronger. You
Yeah.
were in the gym, you never had a problem. Now seeing all the fat like strip away, you can see all the hard work. Like when you're doing like you take your before and after photos. What I love about your photos, you're so consistent with how you take it. The same clothing and the same
Yeah.
pose. And that way we can see in real time the changes that we're making. And it's literally the physique has always been there. We're just chipping away at the fat now.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Now, what would you tell someone who is watching this that is unsure about getting online coaching, working with the Dream Team Academy, just getting some extra support, and they're spinning their own wheels, they're not seeing the results, they're doing 5 steps forward, 5 steps back. Like, what advice do you have for these people to make their health and fitness a priority?
Honestly, I would just say just don't be stubborn, be open-minded, do your research with who you're working with. I know with coaching it can be a lot of skepticism that they're just there to get more money out of you, telling you to buy this product, that product, whatever the case may be. And I've been super grateful to find a coach who's not like that. Very holistic with his approach, and just get it out of food if you can, which I greatly appreciate. And just take that leap of faith and join. It's so refreshing. It's so eye opening, and you're going to get that structure that you're looking specifically for you. Not all these different videos that they just are looking for views or whatever the case may be. Like there's a process, and as long as you follow it and you're disciplined to it, even on the days you don't want to show up, it's there for you, and it's going to happen.
Well, there you go. This is the 246th student who has lost 25 pounds just 2 weeks ago. And like she mentioned in the interview, she's not done. Like we're not done. We are just getting started. So, Mary, thank you again for sharing your wisdom. Thank you again for sharing your inspiration. Let's keep winning, and we'll see you again on the next episode.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. See you on the next episode of the Newbie Gains podcast.